First, as Linda Lee said, there were a lot of activists in our history, and some of those, as she pointed out, were very positive and individuals we like to aspire to. But I want to talk about a little different activists. The greatest threat to the liberty and the founding principles about which this great nation were built come not from politicians who don't know the Constitution, but from judges who profess that they do. Under the guise of application of law to facts, liberal judges interpret the laws in ways that take away our rights, bind our liberties, and subject us to government dependence rather than independence. On July 4th, 1776, with the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, the Continental Congress did not enact the Declaration of Dependence, but the Declaration of Independence. It was previously complained he has refused his assent to laws, he has forbidden governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, he has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing assent to laws, he has enacted a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat our substance. He has taken away our charters and abolished our most valuable laws, and he has imposed taxes on us without our consent. Although these complaints were made of King George III, they are equally applicable today. The Declaration of Independence itself says, when confronted by such abuses giving rise to despotism, it is our right and it is our duty to throw off such government and to provide a new guard for our future security. Liberal judges, under the guise of interpretation, have replaced King George as the despot that now seeks to destroy our freedoms and shackle our liberties. The first 10 amendments of the Constitution, consisting of the Bill of Rights, are clear and unequivocal. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law. The Second Amendment, the right to keep people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. These rights are absolute, requiring no need of interpretation of the Constitution. Our founding fathers knew tyranny and the propensity of kings and politicians to seek power and influence over us. Liberal presidents established their legacy not in the manner that they governed, the bills that they passed, but in the judicial appointments that they made. The impact of just one liberal appointment can be felt for decades or even centuries. FDR appointed 9 Supreme Court justices that led to the judicial turmoil and advocacy for decades. The activist court of the 60s and the 70s is the result of FDR appointments. Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Constitution, stated, "The policy of American government is to leave their citizens free, neither restraining nor aiding them in their pursuits." Nevertheless, and unfortunately, activist judges have become the workhorses of politicians. That which politicians cannot do directly, they accomplish indirectly by installing activist judges as their puppets to do their bidding outside the scrutiny of the public eye, under the cloak of anonymity, and under the pretense of fairness. Thomas Jefferson stated, "Law is often but a tyrant's will, and always so when it violates the rights of an individual." Activist judges have become the arbiters of political correctness. Unrestrained by morality or the clear dictates of our Constitution, activist judges allow the most vulgar, vile, and disdainful conduct imaginable while restraining the collective consciousness of the majority. When we vote, don't look to the top of the ticket, look to the bottom. That is where the judicial races appear. Abraham Lincoln stated, "Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties." On September 17, 1787, at Independence Hall, the Constitution was signed. Today, on the anniversary of this great document, let each one of us recommit ourselves to protect and defend our Constitution and this great nation. Remember the words of George Washington. Government is not reason, it is not eloquence, it is force. Let Like fire, it is a dangerous servant and a fearful master. Never for a moment should it be left to an irresponsible action. Thomas Jefferson stated, "What country can preserve its liberties if its rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? The price of freedom is eternal vigilance." As we celebrate this day, I hope that you exhibit, and we all exhibit, the eternal vigilance in defending our Constitution from activists, judges, and politicians. Thank you for these 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Brian Kirkham. Thank you, Brian.